And she figured if she stayed, she'd be working for $24 a month compared to taking her pension, and they pay them. They pay them a third of a starting teacher salary for 5 years, and they pay for their insurance for the next 6 years.
Stand up.
Wow. So
Thanks.
Set. I'd ask Randy Luby to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this morning.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the May 9th, 2019 meeting of the Shawnee County Board of Commissioners. My name is Bob Archer. I currently serve as chair of the commission and represent District 3 alongside Commissioner Bill Rippon, who represents District 1, and Commissioner Kevin Cook, who represents District 2. And after a JADO meeting last night that seemed to go on forever, I can assure you that your commissioners are still pretty chipper this morning. So, good morning, everyone.
good morning.
First item of business, please.
First item is item 3, consent agenda.
7 items on the consent agenda. Are there questions or comments?
I would move for approval as presented.
Second.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 4, new business A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Under Sheriff, CBS Manhattan LLC, $38,857 is for door maintenance contract renewal. Under Special Assessment and Sewer Districts, City of Topeka totaling $156,464.32 is for first quarter operation and maintenance for Sherwood and Sewer Districts 2, 6, and 65. As of May 8th, 2019, total vouchers, $922,653.82. I would move that we approve the vouchers.
Second.
Motion made to approve the vouchers by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item B, elections number 1, consider approval of request to purchase sole source an election software server system from Election Systems and Software LLC at a cost of $26,562 with funding from the 2019 contingency fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. Andrew Howell, Shawnee County Election Commissioner. Requesting your approval for the purchase of a server system. This server system is it's a critical element to our process that we use in-house to create ballots, to upload results from all the tabulation machines, and we also print our election night results. The security and stability of the server is paramount, and so we're kind of in cycle for replacing that. We've talked to Betty and County Councilor as well as IT, and they've approved our request. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to try to answer any questions you have about that.
This is a sole source, and
It is.
I assume this is such a specific type of package that it has to be sole source. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes, that is.
Other questions for the Elections Commissioner?
I do not. I would move for approval.
I'll second that.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Good to see you, Andrew. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Next item, please.
Item C, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C-180-2019 with Technic Solution for the pickup and processing of electronic waste collected at the Shawnee County Solid Waste Department's household hazardous waste facility with no cost to Shawnee County.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works and Solid Waste. We would like to enter into a contract and agreement with Technics of Manhattan, Kansas to pick up e-waste from our household hazardous waste facility. The only really service that we cannot provide at this time is the pickup of CRTs, because there's a cost associated with processing that type of electronic equipment. And in order to take those CRTs, Technics is requiring a point-of-sale piece of equipment that involves the county in no way other than operation of the equipment. In other words, the charge to the customer goes directly to Technics out of Manhattan, Kansas. We're not presently set up for that, but I'm working with the IT department to get that working. Obviously, most of our e-waste today, very little of it is CRTs. I think most people have long ago gotten rid of that type of equipment, whether it be a television or a computer monitor. But nevertheless, most of the vast majority of electronic waste we can handle, and there's no charge. So, again, we'd like to enter into this agreement. Technics will pick up the e-waste via a container. They will ship it to Kansas City, and then they process the e-waste and do whatever they do with it. The thing is, for the community, is it keeps all of that e-waste out of a landfill. Really, I said no cost. I think in order to set up this point-of-sale equipment, we may need to set up some kind of a Wi-Fi arrangement, because this piece of equipment will go out to the customer. They may have to sign something electronically, but that'll be a one-time cost, or it'll be a monthly cost. But other than that, there'll be no cost to Shawnee County. And again, if there is a small cost for this Wi-Fi equipment, it will be with the solid waste budget, which again is user-funded and not taxpayer-supported. Any questions?
You say that the only exclusion is a CRT, so you will take microwaves, dehumidifiers that no longer
Any
work?
electronic piece of equipment. I don't think a dehumidifier would, I don't think that would really qualify. I'm thinking of radios, headphones, televisions, iPhones, what have you.
Okay.
As far as microwaves, I think that we would take that. Yeah.
Okay. Commissioner?
Commissioner, does anybody take CRTs? Is there any private or?
There used to be someone down at Forbes, I think, at one time, but they've long disappeared. So as far as we know, the only company taking this kind of stuff is this company out of Manhattan. And I just want you to know that this company in Manhattan, we've already partnered with them on these yearly e-waste collection programs that we've done at the Expo Center in the past. And it's our hope that this household hazardous waste collection that can occur daily and sometimes Saturday mornings will ultimately replace these yearly or twice-a-year events at the Expo Center.
And just to refresh the public, what's the address of the hazardous waste?
It's 146 Northeast, 146 Northwest 46th Street.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Cook, anything?
Last page of the contract, it does detail items not accepted, being fire alarms, light bulbs, thermometers, smoke detectors, hazardous chemicals, chemicals of any kind, alkaline batteries, ballasts, tires, furniture, large appliances, and devices containing Freon. So those are your prohibited items, but otherwise, you're good to go.
Good to go. All right.
Thank you, Kevin.
You never know what you're going to find in the contract.
Can we get a motion?
I move that we approve.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Rippon, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you
Kurt.
very much.
Next item, please.
Item D, Parks and Recreation, number 1, consider approval of request to award bid and authorize and execute contract C-181-2019 with Green Care Lawn and Landscape for park maintenance of the following packages at a cost of $91,918.68 annually, with funding from the Park Operation Division budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Laurent.
I'm not done.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry.
No,
There's-
you're fine.
I had to turn the page, sorry.
Okay.
Package A includes Brookfield Park, Clarion Woods Park, Indian Hills Park, Lawrence Bay Park, Sherwood Park, and Package B includes Children's Park, Hillsdale Park, Medford Park, Romig Park, Sims Park, Ward Parkway Park, and Washburn Park. Take it away, Tim.
All right. Tim Laurent, Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Department. Parks and Recreation sent out a request for proposals to maintain 22, actually it was 21, but we had an addendum of Shawnee North because one of our vendors that we'd previously contracted with is no longer in operation. So sent out a request ultimately for 22 park parcels. This was approved by the County Commission on April 1st, 2019. We received 3 responses back. Green Care Lawn and Landscape was our lowest and most responsive bidder. And at this time, we would like to ask your permission to award the bid and execute the attached agreement between Green Care Lawn and Landscape and Shawnee County. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Very good. Are there questions or comments? Commissioner Cook?
Tim, when we started down this path of private vendors for lawn care, the premise was that it would save the county in that we would not be buying as much equipment. We would not need as many employees. We would be able to streamline our services. We would be more responsive to the parks. We would make sure that if the work was not being done, we would have the ultimate hammer of withholding payment to make sure that the lawns were taken care of appropriately. I know that in the past, we've had maybe not as much follow-through on our county staff as we should have. There's been some issues with holding the contractors accountable. If you were to go to Children's Park, which is at 6th and McVicker, I don't know that you could fit another dandelion into the park. It is full. So how are we going to hold contractors accountable this year?
Well, I think you bring up some great points. I think everything that you mentioned earlier is exactly why we entered into these agreements. Obviously, I wasn't here, but we've had a lot of discussion about it. I know Jeremy Myers is here today. Jeremy and I talk about this almost daily. It is our responsibility to hold these contractors responsible. And so we've got to work with our staff to make sure that even if we're not maintaining one of those parks, we're out there looking at it. You know, we're keeping our keeping apprised of what those conditions are. If you look through this agreement, there's a very lengthy list of what they're required to do, so there really should be no gray area. So honestly, I guess to answer your question, I feel like it's on us to do a better job of going out and making sure they're doing what we're paying them to do.
I recognize that Shawnee County has 125 parks, and that is a lot of parcels, that's a lot of land. But are we going to be setting up regular schedules for those that are contracted out? The staff are going out every couple of days to make sure that the parks are appropriate?
Yeah, I believe that's what we're working towards. I don't know exactly what happened this year on the dandelion issue. I'll be honest with you, I have heard the word dandelion every day now for about 3 weeks. So I don't know if there's something particularly different about this year as opposed to years past. But you're right, it's an issue. All I can say is that we are aware of it and that we are going to do our best to hold not only these contractors, but the ones that we've already contracted with to the level of the contract.
Well, I had heard that Commissioner Rippon wanted to start dandelions at daylight, to compete with tulips at twilight. So. But absent that, I just really want to make sure that we hold our contractors accountable. That if we're going to go down this path, that we are responsive to our constituents and the citizens. This is what they expect. So, thank you.
Well, thank you. Commissioner Rippon?
Yes. On a little bit more on the dandelions, do the contracts call for them to spray like in the fall 2,4-D or something like that?
Yeah, well, it actually does outline, and I don't want to go through all of it here, but it outlines every task that they're responsible for and at what time of year.
Okay.
So as we've looked around town, we've noticed that some of them are doing a better job than others. So I think it's like I mentioned before, it's imperative that our staff understand what's in this agreement And so that they know when they need to go out and check and make sure, because as you know, if you miss that window of opportunity, there's very little you can do about it. If you don't spray for dandelions when you should, you've got what you have now.
That's right. There's sometimes issues too, when, anytime we always sprayed in a park, there were issues with the public. We always had to let them know, do we have something in place to let people know we're going to be spraying on certain days or anything like that, so.
You know, I don't know the answer to that. My expectation is that we would post signs.
Okay.
That's the procedure that I'm used to. I think that makes sense.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think Commissioner Cook is exactly right. We need to monitor performance of our contractors, and we did go down this path because equipment is expensive. Repair of equipment's expensive, storing equipment is expensive, and we've got people that are specialized private contractors to do this. But I think it is, like every contract that we have, we need to monitor performance. But I will say, a lot of people have told me over the last few years that the parks look better than they ever have before. So we're doing something right, although there may be pockets of problems with county Parks and Rec.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
So,
that.
anyway, anything else?
Yeah, I do agree with that. There are some areas that look great. There are some contractors that are doing great work, but we need to hold everybody accountable.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
I would move for approval of the contract.
I'll second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye, opposed no, motion carries 3-0. Next item, and it's another long one, too.
It's a long one.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll wait.
Item D2, consider approval of request to award bid and authorize and execute contract C-182-2019 with Wildcat Landscape LLC for park maintenance of the following packages at a cost of $155,058 annually with funding from the Parks Operation Division budget. A, Package C includes Central Park, Chesney Park, Cushenberry Park, Shimmer Park, Shunga Glen Park. B, I'm not going to do that. Package D includes Monroe and Quincy, 21st and Harrison, Southwest Corner Lot, 20th and Oakley, 6 lots, Hillcrest lots. And Package E includes Shawnee North Community Park.
Tim Laurent, Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Department. Yes, this is a continuation of what we talked about previously. So for these three packages, Wildcat Landscape, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to say Wildcat. Wildcat Landscape was our low bidder and most responsive bidder for these three packages. Yeah, and I'm asking the exact same thing. We'd like to award this bid and execute the attached agreement with Wildcat.
Additional questions or concerns about?
I would add
Wildcat.
that Wildcat, even though I made fun of their name, but they actually, I think, have been doing an excellent job. We've had really good luck with Wildcat. I think they are meeting those expectations that we spoke about earlier.
Okay, very good.
Comments from earlier still stand, but I would move for approval.
My only comment is I'm a little distraught you can't say Wildcat. I think maybe that points to poor parenting somewhere along the line. But other than that, I move that we approve.
Well, as long as you can say Tar Heel, we're in good shape. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye, opposed no, motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Next item, please.
Item D3, consider authorization and execution of contract C-183-2019 with North American Central School Bus, amendment to contract C-180-2018 to renew an additional year for the transportation of day camp children on field trips and event shuttle services at a cost estimated at $25,000 with funding through the Parks Services Division.
Good morning, Commissioners. Susan Fowler, Hansler, Parks and Recreation. Before you today is a contract just extending our bus services to our 4 revolving budget day camps. They go 10 weeks and 11 weeks this summer. Last year, these camps brought in $401,433 in revenue. They continue to be very popular camps. Part of the reason why they are so popular is because we're blessed with the camps to be able to use Parks and Rec amenities. And this bus service allows us to take kids from all over the Shawnee County camps to each of our aquatic facilities, each of our parks. We go to different places. We also do field trips then to other amenities in Manhattan, Lawrence, and Kansas City, or occasionally there. So I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Are typically there more demand for slots than we have available in the day camps?
Well, one thing about having the revolving fund, before we would fill up and we would just be turning people away.
Right.
With this revolving fund, we don't run out of budget to hire more counselors. So like at Shawnee North, where we were limited to 60 kids every summer, we now are maxed at 90 with our license, because the more money we made, the more we had to pay more counselors. So our camp supervisor, Clay Neal, has increased a lot of those camps by 20 to 30 campers on the license, and so we are starting to meet the needs better.
That's good to know.
Yes,
That's
it's
good
been
to know.
great. The revolving fund has worked out wonderful.
Okay.
And
Thank
we
you.
continue to offer scholarships to those, so they're available to all kids in Shawnee
That's
County.
another important point that I'm glad you made. Thank you. Questions for Susan?
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Good job. Next item, please.
Emergency Management, number 1, consider approval of a recommendation from the RFP Committee for the replacement and/or upgrade of the courthouse surveillance system, to direct the committee to formulate, issue, and evaluate within 120 days an RFP and provide a recommendation for replacement and/or upgrade of the surveillance systems to the Commissioners.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dusty Nichols, Emergency Management. I'm here on behalf of the Security Council as well. The RFP committee for that Security Council involves Emergency Management, the Sheriff's Office, the Courthouse Security Unit, IT, of course, courts, and some others. But we've come to the point where we believe that an RFP would be a good path to see if we can improve our systems right now. Not that they are not working. They are working fine. But we know things change, and the future is unknown in some capacity. So we want to try to be ahead of the game here.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Motion made to approve by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed say no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Dusty. Next item, please.
Item F, County Counselor, number 1, consider approval of request to reclassify legal administrative staffing and to fill a vacant position with savings of approximately $6,700. A, Legal Secretary, Range 9, Step 1, currently at a salary including benefits of $45,931, to a new title of Legal Office Manager, Range 13, Step 1, at a salary including benefits of $56,856. And B, a Legal Office Administrator, Paralegal, Range 15, Step 8, at a salary including benefits of $73,387, to a new title of Paralegal Legal Assistant, Range 13, Step 1, with a salary including benefits of $55,728.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jim Krause, Shawnee County Counselor. The clerk just explained the what I'm asking for. I'll go into a little bit of the why. And as you know, Megan Barrett in my office has just received a new opportunity to move on. I'm trying to focus on the happy part for her, that she gets to move on, and not so much the loss we're going to suffer. As you know, there are some people who do a great job, and then there are some people that go even above and beyond that. Anybody that's worked with Megan knows that she's one of those that goes above and beyond. So we're really going to miss her. But we are happy for her. We're also happy for Tabitha Push, who is the legal secretary in our office, and she'll have the opportunity, if you approve this action, to promote to our office administrator position, which is legal officer manager. That's the title. And then we're going to repurpose her position and upgrade it to look for a paralegal to get us some of the skills that we will be losing with Megan. So we're the net result of this action will be a savings at this point of approximately $6,700. So we're upgrading one position, lowering another. It'll be a little more equal now in the office from what we have. We think at this point in time, this type of mix would best fit the needs for what we're doing at this point in time, and I'd be happy to stand for questions.
Questions for the county councilor?
I move for approval.
I'll second.
With best wishes for your future, Megan. Motion made to approve by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
Next item, please.
Item G, Commission Number 1, reflect reappointment of Commissioner Cook of Spencer Duncan to the Kansas Expo Center Advisory Board for a 3-year term expiring December 31st, 2021.
Commissioners, Spencer serves on the Expo Center Advisory Board as my appointee, as one of 2, and I would like to reappoint him to that position. I think that he adds value in serving as a member of the PTPAC Executive Board, so he's able to kind of give perspective from both entities, and he's very active in the community, so I would move for his reappointment.
Second.
Motion made to reflect the reappointment of Spencer Duncan by Commissioner Cook, seconded by Commissioner Rippon. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Next item, please.
Item 5, Administrative Communications.
This is an opportunity for the county treasurer and anyone else, department heads or any other members of the public, to address the commission.
Good morning, Commissioners. Larry Moss, Shawnee County Treasurer. I'm here to report to you that Randy Luby has paid his taxes, and I have verified that he has the receipt on his body to prove that. For everyone else, just a friendly reminder that tomorrow is May 10th and is the deadline for paying your taxes. You can pay by mail, and so that everybody knows, we will honor postmarks of May 10th, even though we will receive the payment later. If you can get it postmarked by May 10th, we'll honor that. You can also pay in office, but a reminder, we do not process tax payments at the annex on 17th Street, but you can drop your payment off there and we'll courier it down to courthouse and process it there. You can also pay online. But you should know that as of midnight on Friday, you will no longer be able to pay online because taxes will incur, delinquent taxes will incur interest and penalties. There is an alternate pay online available to you, but you'll need to call our office and get the correct amount in order to pay it online. So if you don't get that done by midnight on Friday, then give us a call on Monday. We'll recalculate the taxes for you and let you know what amount to pay. It will not be the same site that's listed on our website. It's an alternate site that operates year-round. And of course, you can pay by cash, check, money order, credit card, and debit card, and our hours are from 8 to 4:30. Any questions, Randy? Okay, thank you.
Morning again, Commissioners. Dusty Nichols, Emergency Management. We've had a lot of rain over the past week. Ground is really saturated. We have some low percentages for rain here over the next couple of days, which probably means it's going to rain. But just a reminder, turn around, don't drown, don't drive through flooded waters, stay out of the flooded waters. River flooding is still a possibility, but we're not expecting anything to get so bad we have to do evacuations. But if you do live in those areas where it could be a problem, please make plans now. Don't wait till the last minute to try to make plans of where you're going to go for evacuation and so forth. So take an opportunity now while it's relatively calm, if you have to do that, and get those plans made, and just be ready to execute them when the time comes. So, thank you.
Thank you very much, Dusty. Very timely advice.
Good morning, Commissioners. Melanie Burgers, Shawnee County Sheriff's Office Director of Communications. Last week, actually Monday, we approved the CWA contract, and I know you had some questions about staffing. So today, I'd just like to give you an update about staffing just through the first quarter of 2019. I'm pleased to report that we are forecasting by fall to have 31 qualified dispatchers. Currently, we have 23. 2 of those are in training. 23 are qualified to work staffing and man the console solo. 8 people are in training right now. 6 of those are in our Communications Training Academy. 2 of those are getting ready. In addition to the 6, we have 2 more that are in training. They've completed the academy portion, and they will be qualified within the next few weeks, 2 to 4 weeks. So our staffing is going up. We do have 5 vacant positions. Those are budgeted for this year that we look to fill. We're currently looking to populate the next training academy, which will take place in July. We do have that date is always fluid depending on the applications that we get and their availability to start their testing and so forth. Our radio shop, also that is something that we need to be aware of. We have 3, usually a 3-man shop. We've run that with 1 person for quite some time. As you're aware, a couple months ago, we hired a radio network administrator. I'm pleased to report he's doing very, very well, taking on big projects. This is, as you know, 7-site system it's a lot to learn, and he comes with a lot of experience. So we will be looking to fill 2 vacancies in the future for the radio shop. Today we opened a call taker position, which is something that we created, as you know, about a year ago. We created the call taker position, and that position has really benefited us as it has taken about 45% of the phone calls away from the law enforcement dispatchers in order for them to focus more on taking emergency radio traffic. Some of the initiatives that we've been working on, the biggest part is our HR department. I really would like to thank Angela Lewis and Mike Augustine. They have been extremely supportive in the initiatives and things that we've really tried to think outside the box to recruit people. Since January of 2019, we've had 61 applicants. We receive quite a few applications. However, 50% of those, they don't pass. Another large percentage, they may not show up or they may not call, and we're in constant communication with HR through that process. We started a new initiative. We used Indeed.com in a different way than we've used in the past. And we received over 80 people of interest within 72 hours of posting that just last week. Last night, we had an informational meeting. Mike from HR was there to explain some of the benefit packages that we have here at Shawnee County, which are excellent. And the people there were really pleased. We had about 15 people show up to that informational meeting, which is something that we will continue to do. We've done in the past, just in order to make sure that we're very transparent in what these folks are signing up to do. We want to make sure that they know the hours that they're going to work, not just the overtime, but shift work, the calls that they're going to take, and the multitasking skills that it takes to do the job. The dispatchers that we currently have, they're still hanging in there very, very well. In addition to the initiatives that we have going on to recruit people, the other focus really needs to be retention. We know that it is a high turnover job. Nationwide, 7 to 8 years is an approximate length of a dispatcher. That's down from 10 to 15 in the last 10 years. So the turnover is very high. What we've done in retention is we continue to meet with every single employee, and we allow them to have buy-in to whether it's a recruiting process, getting them out into the public, looking at different career paths for them, providing them training and promotional opportunities. So I do think that we are headed in a very positive direction. We have worked very hard in our administrative area, and as well as our dispatchers themselves are recruiting people. They are our best recruiters, everyone is. So I would answer any questions. That's really what we have going on.
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
At the Topeka City Council meeting on Tuesday night, there was a discussion of an initiative by TPD, a city initiative, to reduce the number of people that frequently call that really don't have emergency situations. And they went through the presentation and they said, these are our partners. And they mentioned Stormont Vale, TPD, Fire Department. Okay, they never mentioned the dispatch center. What do you know about the initiative and why haven't you been involved?
Well, Commissioner Archer, I can tell you that approximately a year ago, Chief Cochran did partner with Chief Duke, and we got a large group of people together and spoke about this initiative. What I think that they are really doing is maybe having a frequent flyer list and going out and speaking with these people and maybe curbing that before they contact us. We are in constant contact with the police department. We have an excellent relationship. Deputy Chief Wheelis and I meet on a fairly regular basis to discuss initiatives. So we are in the loop on that. We are understanding what they're doing. We create logs and alerts for them in our computer-aided dispatch to provide more information to their database.
Well, and that's what I would anticipate. I don't know how they make a successful program without getting data from the dispatch center. So it kind of irritated me, to be honest with you, that they didn't list the dispatch center as an important partner in the effort to reduce the frequent flyers, as you say. So anyway, any questions for Melanie besides? Okay.
Very positive news. Thank you for the
Yes.
update on the staffing, and hope that we can get those recruits and trainees into the workforce.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Melanie.
Commissioners.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anyone else for discussion? Commissioner Cook?
Well, at least there was only one thing about the Topeka City Council meeting that annoyed you, and we identified that.
And I'm sure there were more that irritated you. But
I don't know about that. But I do want to make a comment that, it is good to work as a partner in a team than by yourself. And I think that, the elections office, and I don't want to bring up the past, but I look at where we're at now with our elections office, and we work very closely with the elections, and I think we see each other as partners, and that wasn't always the case, but we are partners in this together. And I hope that, all of our entities, whether it's the city of Topeka or the city of Rossville or Silver Lake or Auburn, that we see each other as partners and that we all depend on each other and we need each other, and we can't do this by ourselves. And the city does not make up the county. We all make up the county. So, thank you.
very well put. Next, Commissioner Rippon.
Well, we had a very successful groundbreaking ceremony at the Expo Center. All the commissioners were there. We all got to turn a shovel of dirt there. And Commissioner Cook, you cannot invoice us for the early earthwork. But it was just a great day. I think the weather cooperated very well that day. I don't know. They had talked about rain all day, but the clouds parted and we had a good day out there. But I think we're all excited to see some construction start out there.
Commissioner Rippon, I didn't know why Commissioner Archer wanted me to dig the hole 10 foot deep.
Well, I did notice when we were shoveling that I took as little as possible, but the rookie next to me took a big clod, and then after we handed it up, it said, "Hold it," and so it got kind of shaky at times, but no, it was a great event, and we're all excited about the future of the Expo Center and all it's going to bring to our community. So, next item, please.
Item 7, executive session.
It is that time of year where we do evaluations of our department heads, and I know we've got them scheduled for 10, 10:30, and 11, but I'm just going to, instead of holding up department heads, I'm going to make a motion to go into executive session for a period not to exceed 60 minutes, starting now, to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel, specifically for department head evaluations, and no action is expected at this time, and that is a motion.
Second.
Motion made to go into executive session by Commissioner Archer, seconded by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. We are in executive session.
You have 5 minutes to,
Is there
and
any-
before you can go back in,
Is there anything?
We lost our
it
crowd.
must just be you, because that's how Cindy set up.
I'm standing around, make sure nobody leaves until they sign.
Okay, well, I think it's all
It
good.
was all for me,
It's all
so.
for you, Bob, and I think we're good to go. If you're ready to say so, I'll push the button.
Okay.
All right.
We are back in session. No action is required, and we're officially adjourned. Have a nice weekend, everyone.
This is the one, I sent her a note and said to pick it up in your office this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Today's Thursday, right? Have a good weekend, everyone.
You too.